Lesson 66. Past continuous. I was speaking. Particular. While. When do we use the present continuous?
We use the present continuous for an action that is in progress now.
Give me an example, please.
I am speaking English now.
When do we use the past continuous?
We use the past continuous for an action that was in progress at a particular time in the past.
Give me an example, please.
I was speaking English at this time yesterday.
Were you chatting to anybody when I came into the room at the beginning of the lesson?
Yes, I was chatting to somebody when you came into the room at the beginning of the lesson.
Were the students standing or sitting when I left the classroom at the end of the last lesson?
The students were sitting when you left the classroom at the end of the last lesson.
Was it raining while you were coming to school today?
No, it wasn't raining while I was coming to school today.
What were you doing at this time last Sunday?
I was meeting with my friends at this time last Sunday.
Do you think most people in this town were sleeping at midnight last night?
Yes, I think most people in this town were sleeping at midnight last night.
Where were you living 10 years ago?
I was living in Japan 10 years ago.
Earn. About how much does a doctor earn a year in your country?
A doctor earns about £60,000 a year in my country.
Formal. Informal. Jeans. Trainer. How do you do? Would it be okay for a man to wear jeans and trainers if he was going to a formal dinner?
No, it wouldn't be okay for a man to wear jeans and trainers if he was going to a formal dinner. He should wear a suit and tie.
When we meet somebody for the first time, what can we say?
When we meet somebody for the first time, we can say, "Nice to meet you."
And what do we say if we want to be more formal?
If we want to be more formal, we say, "How do you do?"
And what does the other person reply?
The other person replies, "How do you do?"
Persuade. Is it easy to persuade people to give their money away?
No, it isn't easy to persuade people to give their money away. It's difficult.
Hairdresser. How often do you go to the hairdressers?
I go to the hairdressers about 24 times a year.
So equals very. Interesting. Exciting. Why do you think some films are so popular?
I think some films are so popular because they tell interesting or exciting stories.
Grammatically. Is it grammatically correct to say, "I've seen her yesterday"?
No, it isn't grammatically correct to say, "I've seen her yesterday." We should say, "I saw her yesterday" instead.
Bathroom. Bath. Shower. Toilet. Basin. What does a bathroom usually contain?
A bathroom usually contains a bath or shower, a toilet and a basin.
Which do you prefer, baths or showers?
I prefer showers.
What's a rain shower?
A rain shower is a short period of rain.
Mirror. Reflect. What does a mirror do?
A mirror reflects light.
In which rooms in a house do we usually find a mirror?
We usually find a mirror in a bathroom or a bedroom.
Active and passive voice. Active. Passive. Subject. Object. Active voice. John broke the window. Passive voice. The window was broken by John. To be plus past participle. By. What does the active voice communicate?
The active voice communicates that the subject does the action.
What does the passive voice communicate?
The passive voice communicates that the subject receives the action.
How do we form the passive voice?
We form the passive voice with the verb to be and a past participle.
Give me some examples, please.
My car was washed last month. Many computers are made in China. The pupils will be taught by the teacher.
Now I'm going to give you a sentence in the active voice, and I want you to put it into the passive voice. John eats the pasta.
The pasta is eaten by John.
John ate the pasta.
The pasta was eaten by John.
John has eaten the pasta.
The pasta has been eaten by John.
John will eat the pasta.
The pasta will be eaten by John.
John is eating the pasta.
The pasta is being eaten by John.
John was eating the pasta.
The pasta was being eaten by John.
John would eat the pasta.
The pasta would be eaten by John.
Now we're going to practice with some different sentences. I clean my car every Saturday.
My car is cleaned by me every Saturday.
She forgot him.
He was forgotten by her.
My boss is going to write that email.
That email is going to be written by my boss.
We are fixing the car.
The car is being fixed by us.
They have followed all the advice.
All the advice has been followed by them.